Do you remember when you used to be able to come home from school or from work and just sit there and game with your friends and have fun, and like even if you lost, it wasn't that big of a deal. You kind of just carried on and kept on playing, and yeah, it was maybe a little bit frustrating, but it never felt super try hard. Why does gaming feel so intense now? Today we're going to be exploring on the AFK Lobby why casual gamers are quitting multiplayer and why this is bad for the future of the gaming industry. Strap in. So first, I'm BigMike Plays. Welcome to the AFK Lobby. This is the very first episode of a slightly rebranded AFK Lobby. You might remember a project I did a while ago where we had the AFK Lobby podcast. This is a little bit different, same name, same IP, but we're going to carry it on in a very different format to what we did before. And in starting with this kind of new endeavor and starting with this first topic about casual gaming and competitive gaming and the pro scene and why casual gamers are quitting games so early and so easily now, I think it's important to set a little bit of context about what we're talking about. So what do we mean by pro gaming? Pro gaming is a very easy and simple thing to define. It's exactly what it says. It's gaming at a professional level to win prize money, win acclaim, win trophies, win honors, win some sort of level of clout on a higher level than just playing for fun at the end of a long work day or the end of a long work week or when you have a spare hour and a half to kill. These are people who are dedicating a lot of time to honing their craft, improving what they're doing, entering tournaments at the highest levels of pressure, at the highest stakes possible, and really just trying to master the game to a level that is beyond comprehension for the average gamer. Different games are taking off with this. It's very simple to see. You got things like esports for FC 26 or the FC series, Tekken esports. You get regular competitions for that. There are esports for any sort of game possible, like NBA 2K, Call of Duty. There's esports as well. You name it, there's an esport competition for most popular games. Fortnite is one of the sweatiest ones that you've seen, and that comes with all the building and non-building stuff. You will get people who are absolutely dominant on that. And these people just are amongst us, right? These people mix in with us every day when we're in lobbies, when we're searching for a game. You, who may be a 30-year-old gamer coming home from work, just wanted to kick it with some friends, maybe on a Friday night. You want to jump into some pro clubs and you come up against an 11-man pro clubs team, all just sweats, all pro gamers trying to hone their craft, I guess, or just get better at the game, exploit the game further to be able to win those prizes when they're going into tournaments. And that kind of sucks, right? Like, you don't really want to get onto games and like start doing this whole thing where it's like, okay, well, cool, I'm jumping on the game, I'm going to have some fun, I'm going to play with my friends, and then next minute you're getting absolutely ransacked and bum rushed by these guys who are just absolute pros at the game. Why is this a problem? Why is this happening? I mean, of course, we can't segregate pro gamers. We can't be like, oh, well, they can't play with like casual gamers, they can't play with normies. We can't do that. That's stupid. You can't segregate them like that at all. You also can't just put them in their own category of just playing pro gamers all the time, because that takes away what's so special about pro gamers getting into like competitions, getting into like, getting into different kind of, long-term competitions. So there's like times where you have like different heats and group stages and so many different things that work within each other and work on top of each other to then lead to a bigger prize and a bigger sort of reward. So what are we doing here? What are we seeing here on a regular basis? And when I just conduct my notes quickly and take a look at the way that I've kind of structured this episode to be, pro gamers are influencing how games are now being made. Now, I'll give you an example that I play quite avidly. I'm a big player of FC 26. You can catch me on Twitch, streaming that quite a lot. Generally speaking, just not streaming it with any real crazy level of skill, but decent enough to be able to play the game at a decent level. And what I've seen and what the community sees is that patches are getting made for the game based off of what pro gamers are doing, based off of what pro gamers are seeing, and based off of what pro gamers are exploiting. Different patches are coming out, and pro gamers have the best level of understanding to be like, oh, okay, so this is what's happening in the game. I can exploit that. How do I get my player to this position so that they can do that? For example, top of the box finesse shots. Top of the box finesse shots are almost unguardable. You get someone with a slightest bit of space and they've got a playstyle, or a playstyle plus, makes it even worse. But you get a playstyle with finesse, that goes top corner. without question, with absolute ease. And if you're a normal player, how do you legislate for that? How do you defend against that, right? How do you get into a position where you're just able to block that or not fall to that 4 or 5 times a game, being the difference between you getting a win and getting a loss? It sucks. A lot of people who still play video games, take it like for me, for example, I'm a casual kind of gamer who streams a little bit. I have a decent level of skill, that's fine. But I'm not a person who has the most amount of time to just learn how to exploit games anymore. So like when I was a kid, you come back from school and you can just sit on a game for hours. You have a lot more responsibility, and that's what a lot of adults are going through. You finish work at 5 or 6, you get home at 7 or 8, you've gone to the gym, you've gone to do other things, you've got to socialize with people, maybe you've got a family, whatever it may be. And maybe you just want to kick it with some games for a couple of hours, and some of them have even less time than me. And you want to kick it with some games. And instead of being able to kick it on the games and just enjoy yourself for a few hours, you come up against sweat after sweat after sweat after sweat. To the point that the games that you used to love playing as a kid, I've been playing FC or FIFA as it was formerly known, since I can remember. One of my first games was FIFA 2003, I believe. So we are 22 years on, 23 years on even, from those games. And I'm still playing that game. I had a little break here and there, obviously. That happens with most of us. For a few years I didn't play it, but you get what I'm saying. So I still want to hold on to that game. I clearly like it. It's a football simulator. Football's one of my favourite sports. It is probably my favourite sport, the first sport I played. So I decided, yeah, I'm going to keep on playing this game. And when I thought it was good, it looked good. But then some of that enjoyment gets taken out of it when you come up against guys who are trying to exploit and manipulate the exact same thing constantly. Over and over again. No variation of style. Everyone's got the same kind of players in. They've got their Pinas, they've got their Yamals, they've got their Frankie de Jongs, they've got their Reinders from Manchester City in Ultimate Team. And you're just like, what are we doing here? And it's not just an Ultimate Team thing. It could also be found in pro clubs. The people are playing the exact same kind of way. You've got the two strikers, the big man and the little man. Big man who's just big lumbering, wins headers and flick-ons, and the little man who's really techie, dribbles really well. And that's a viable style to do. It's a viable play style, but it gets boring when it's every single team that is built to do that. No variety, no individuality, no desire to kind of be like, oh, I'm going to play the game in this way because this is how we feel like it's more fun. That doesn't work. What works is the meta. And this is my point that I mentioned earlier. Games are changing things to suit pro players. Pro players are able to exploit the meta, learn the meta, be better than us. That's fine, understandable, that's what they do. But then it means that other players who are casual, trying to just get wins, are now not playing in a way that they may like to play. But they may like to, I guess, express their form of playing FC26. Because it just doesn't get wins, because someone else is going to use the meta against them, and if they use the meta against them and exploit the meta, they're just going to lose if they play a way that is anti-meta. Unless you're really good at the anti-meta strategy, you're not winning. And that's like a 1% of people. It's tough. Content creators are trying to play at elite levels because they feel like that's the only way that they can really get traction. Because most people want to see the best players play. Unless your personality is amazing and is incredible, and some people it is, but unless you have the best possible personality, you got to be damn good at the game for people to want to watch you. Or else you're sitting there on Twitch with one viewer every 2 minutes, or every 20 minutes, and nothing else. You're not really getting any traction. It makes it feel a bit crappy. So what do? You need to get good at the game. You need to be stringing a lot of wins together. You need to be exploiting the meta as well as you can. And that just kind of makes gaming a little bit less like fun, I guess. Doesn't it? Like, how can you go from, okay, we can play this game and express how we want to play the game, into, oh, well, I need to just do whatever the meta is and just try to exploit that. If it's finesse shots, it's finesse shots. If it's low driven, it's low drivens. And it happens across other games as well. Tekken is another one. People are just poking all the time. No one's trying to do really cool juggles all the time or capitalize on things, take risks. It's just poke, move, poke, move, poke, move. It makes everything boring. It honestly makes everything boring. Like, do you remember how it felt to play games when you were a kid? And this is talking to people who are like 90s babies and maybe even early 2000s and stuff. But let's say 90s babies, because that's what I am. Do you know or remember how it felt to play games back then? How it felt to grind out on games and just sit there for hours? Yes, there's a little bit of a nostalgia effect. Of course there is. Yeah, of course there's a thing where it's like, oh, well, you were younger back then. You had more time to enjoy the game, to get good at the game. You had enough like free time to be able to play it without the worry of not doing other things, or without the responsibilities of looking after your home, or like your family were doing that possibly, or you had older people in your lives who were doing that. You didn't have to pay bills, you didn't have to pay rent, you didn't have to pay a mortgage, you didn't have to socialize with people at times that suited everyone's convenience. You were always free. And yeah, there's probably an element of that. Of course, there's probably an element of that where you feel like, the nostalgia is that games used to be better back when I was a kid. They were better because I enjoyed them more, and you don't enjoy them as much because of all these extraneous variables that you have in your life that make gaming not the free commodity or the most enjoyable resource that you can have, because you're just committed to doing other things. But I think there's still something about it. There's something about games being made now. No one's being original. It can be seen in so many other things because so many things have just been done already. So everyone's trying to replicate it. Or they're trying to get the quickest thing that resonates with the most people. Something that resonates with the most people doesn't necessarily mean it's good. But unfortunately, when you're a business and all you see are numbers, that's what you're looking at. All you're looking at is what is making people buy the game and what's making us profit. If they make a really good game that is great for like OG players and hardcore like casual gamers, if that's even a thing, the guys who are like, oh yeah, I played it as a kid, I really want to capture that fun that I had as a kid, we'd probably be happy, but the companies probably aren't making as much money as they do make when they're putting in new promos every week for people to buy and like to open packs and commit more money from their parents' credit cards and so on and so forth. So what do we do there? How do we deal with it? Like, when it used to be fun, when it taps into that nostalgia, it feels great. But do the companies want us to feel great, or do they want us to buy the game? I'm buying FC games out of pure loyalty to the franchise. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's something that I shouldn't do, and I should just move on to other games. And this is what a lot of casual gamers are thinking. A lot of casual gamers are quitting those multiplayer games because they want to now go into games that are low stress. You want to get onto a single player game that's actually just quite fun. You want to get into a game where you can be like, all right, cool, I can chill and like just mong out to this, not think about anything, play some music, be a little bit challenged, try and solve a problem or two, but not have to go up against somebody who plays the game 8 hours a day, or like 5 hours after school and knows how to manipulate every possible in-game hack and kind of glitch or just exploit the meta. And I understand that. Really, I do. And the reason why I'm bringing this episode to you guys, and the reason why I'm talking to you guys about this today, is because I myself am a casual gamer despite making gaming content. I am a casual gamer. I'm not going to competitions. I'm not trying to become the best in the world. I'm not trying to become the number one ranked player. I'm trying to enjoy games, make good content, and entertain people. And entertain myself, I guess. Just because that's also part of it. I want to enjoy the game. I don't just play it so that everyone else can be happy. I want to be happy. I want to enjoy it. So, what do we do there? Now, some games like FC have started introducing game modes, and similar with Fortnite as well. They've introduced game modes where it's not super sweaty. There's even the same things on Tekken, and these are like 3 games that I play quite frequently. These are like probably 3 most frequently rotated games that I have at the moment that are not single player games that I can play online. Tekken 8, FC 26, and Call of Duty Black Ops. Oh, and Fortnite, sorry. So not even 3, 4. I don't really play COD that much. But let's take out COD, Fortnite, FC 26, and what's it called? Tekken 8. All of these have modes where they're supposed to be not super serious. So Tekken, you can do quick match, play against people in an unranked kind of game. So like your win or loss does not alter your ranking, which is important to gamers because we want to feel like we're progressing. We want to have a title. We want to feel good about what we're doing in the game. So you can do a game mode like that. The same thing happens. There's exhibition modes in Ultimate Team now on FC 26, where it's a little bit gimmicky. It's fun, but it's a little bit gimmicky. And you will basically have like different kind of, I guess, boosts in the game. It's like called the Magic Ball. Like the Magic Ball will produce like a speed boost or passing boost, depending on what time of the game it is. And sometimes it will do ×2 for goals or ×3 for goals. And it's like, if you score at that moment, you get 3 goals rather than just 1. And you can really have some crazy games. I played it recently where you're losing by 2 goals. It's now ×3 for goals. You score, you win. because next goal, you've got 3 goals. It's now, instead of it being, let's say, 5-3, it's now 6-5. Crazy. Heartbreaking if it's against you, but it's crazy. But that's an exhibition game. You can play against anyone. There's not someone that's in a division that's like similar sort of skill level to you or anything like that. And you've got the same thing with Fortnite with Blitz. Blitz is just like a fast-paced little mini Fortnite version of the Battle Royale. Really fun, like not super sweaty. Yeah, there's rankings in it as well. And there's also ranked versions on Fortnite, but that feels more casual. That feels more like, okay, let's just play a short kind of game. It lasts about maybe 6 to like 8 minutes per game, rather than the 20 minutes that a normal Fortnite Battle Royale game can last. And you just run around with that. So games are trying to introduce more casual modes, but those casual modes may not feel as rewarding as the competitive modes that you grew up playing, or like the way that the game was before. It's almost like they're saying, okay, the game used to be really good when you were a kid. We're taking all of that and making it super competitive. But if you don't want to be competitive, play this kind of light version of the game. So if you guys heard that and my mic just got clotted there, just slapped it accidentally, got livid. Yeah, it's like they're saying here, play this other alternative light version of the game where it's not as like structured and kind of rewarding as playing the competitive games. And some may argue that's actually valid. Some may argue that that's okay. Because why should they make the competitive stuff where you get the most rewards accessible to casual players where it's not really showing who's the best and that sort of the better team or better person wins? I get that completely. But it feels like at the moment there is no true casual modes, because even people who play in these other modes bring competitive tendencies to them, because naturally they would. Naturally, they are taking the things that they're learning about the game in the competitive games and bringing them into these because it becomes habit. The only way that they know how to win is to exploit the game. So they're bringing it over to a casual game mode where they're still not going to express themselves with the sort of complete creativity. They're going to express themselves with, I need to win this, I want to win this, I want to win this. Because obviously, everyone wants to win. No one goes into the game being like, oh, well, I just hope I just like get into the game and play the game, and I don't care if I win or not. If I lose, then I'm going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. You don't want to lose. No one does. We feel like we're in meta slavery here. We feel like we are all slaves to the meta. And that's crazy. That's genuinely crazy to do. You have to have the right loadout on COD, or else you're going to just be crap. You have to have the right build on pro clubs, or else you're going to be crap. You have to have the right front 3 and the right midfield 3 or 4 or whatever it may be on FC26 and Ultimate Team, or else you're going to get beaten by teams who do have the right midfield or the right attackers. Or the best goalkeeper, even though goalkeepers make mistakes no matter what the rating or whatever, but you need to have the best play styles on these players. It's tough. It's tough. You're getting punished for creativity a lot of the time. I use a team at the moment, past and present Manchester United team that I put together. I'm not going to go through the entirety of the team, but if you catch me on Twitch, you can see me play with it sometimes. I find that team really fun because it's made up of players that I grew up watching, and even more recent players too. And it's the team I support. I'm a big United fan. So I play with that team and I'm just like, oh, it's great for me to see Ronaldo, Rooney up top together again, with Bruno Fernandes behind them. And with Roy Keane as the anchorman, and Kobe Mainoo as a left centre mid, and David Beckham as a right centre mid, as moving like a half winger, so he goes out wide a little bit, so he still gets crosses from the right. That's recreating what I saw as a kid. I love that. That's what I really enjoy. Let me take that into Foot Champs this weekend. You'll see it on the next stream that you probably see. If you see me streaming on the weekend, the first weekend of January, and you haven't seen this video, you have seen this video, you'll see me take that into Champs and see how we do. See how we do. Because I guarantee you, unless I play absolutely lights out fantastic, I'm getting absolutely pummeled. And that sucks, because it's like we've sacrificed fun for optimal. When the gaming become about optimal, when the gaming become about metas, when the gaming become about the best possible way to efficiently win. Wasn't gaming supposed to be, oh, it's fun. Oh, I shot that guy. Did you see what I did there? Oh, I scored this incredible goal. Did you see what I did? Oh, this is awesome. Like, you could do this on the game. Oh, look at the way this works. Look at the way this looks. That's what it used to be like for me. That's how I used to view it with my friends. Now, what do we see? Oh, the meta is this. You have to do this. If you don't use the meta, this is this. Nonsense, man. Absolutely nonsense. Content creators, before games are coming out, are titling videos new meta build. This is the meta for FC26. This is the meta for this. This is the tier list of characters on this game, and this guy is broken. People aren't choosing characters in Tekken because they resonate with the character. I use Falcon because I'm a Muay Thai fighter. He was quite overpowered at a point, but I think he got nerfed. I haven't played Tekken in a while. But I use Falcon because I'm a Muay Thai practitioner. I trained Muay Thai for years. I like the fact that he's got a Muay Thai style. So that resonates with me. Someone else chooses a character because they're just like, oh well, he's the meta, bro. He's the best on the game. He carries this and he's got this and this is overpowered. So fine. But when I come up against 5 Devil Jins in a row or 8 different Kazuyas, all playing the exact same way and doing cheese stuff, or Kings and like using the most cheesy stuff with King. Anyone who plays Tekken knows that King is the bane of our existence, generally speaking. I mean, you've probably seen it on Instagram where you see that trend where you hear the Kanye song in the background, and I can't lie, I love that. I love that trend. It's quite funny. But at the same time, people are doing those videos because of how difficult and annoying it is to play against the King. It's tough. People have made content literally based on cheesy mechanics and like metas and things to just break the game, because all games have things that are broken in them. Of course they do. There's no issue with that in my opinion whatsoever. But at the same time, it's like, why should everyone just follow this? And that may be a thing more so to do with the crowd and the people that are playing the game. But the games have made it such that if you don't follow that, you're not winning. So yeah, people are going to want to win. So they're going to do what they want to do to win. I think it's in a bad state, honestly. I truly do feel like it's in a bad state. The fact that content creators are literally making things that are like, oh, this is rubbish, or this is broken, this is what you need to do to get instant wins. When has the game been about instant wins? What happened to the grind when you were younger? It's like, oh, I'm not great at it right now, but I'm going to get better. I used to love that. You start off on the game, you're crap. You don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. You know your buttons, you know where you need to press, but you just don't know what to press in what order. You're making a few mistakes, and then you start to learn to read it and really get into it. That's what I used to love. That used to be awesome. It's just not like that anymore. Now you get straight into the game, you throw yourself into the deep end, and you're just like, all right, well, here we go. And you just come up against a guy who's been playing the game for like 4 times as much time as you, and they just absolutely murk you. They absolutely murder you in front of everyone. And you just think, well, what's the point of me playing this? I hate this. This sucks. This is crap. What do you do? What do you do when that happens? And how does it make you feel? I'm asking you guys who are listening to this, how does it make you feel? I'll tell you how it makes me feel when I start to just get murdered by people who are just meta abusing and abusing mechanics and stuff. It feels crap. It feels crap. It feels shit. You sit there and you think to yourself, what's the point of me playing? You maybe have a spare 3 hours. Me, generally, I set up time to obviously make content and to stream up on Twitch at BigMike Plays23, by the way. Cheeky plug. I stream. So I set a time aside to do this. I'll be doing this on stream and someone's abusing the mechanics, and yeah, of course, that's my cue to maybe get better at the game. Maybe I should learn how to like defend against these like broken mechanics, or maybe I should learn how to do them. I learned a few of them just naturally by playing the game, but I'm not sitting there seeking out what's the hottest and next broken mechanic. So maybe I should get better at the game and stuff, but I still don't like the idea that I can come up on stream and like play for a little bit, and it's like within, let's say, an hour and a half, I've come up against like 8 different people who are abusing the same skill or the same play or the same broken mechanic. What's the point? Honestly, what's the point? I'm trying to be an individualist. I'm trying to do things that make me feel good about the game. I'm trying to do things that are fun. And that's me. Like, I can't police what anyone does. I can't make anyone play the game in a certain way. Of course not. But isn't it just a little bit crap that people see gaming as, oh, I just have to win at any cost without even thinking about, oh, maybe I should try and have fun with this. Maybe winning for them is fun. I don't know. Maybe gaming's changed. Maybe I'm just an old man yelling into the wind and I need to get with the times and just try and win at any cost. But I personally like to play and have fun. I understand that this has been mainly like kind of a rant about things. I understand that this has been very much like a thing where you're like, oh, okay, you just hate the way gaming is. I'm not going to say I love the way gaming is, but it's not pro gamers' faults that this is like this. Gaming studios and developers are making games to be able to suit pro scenes because that's where there's going to get a lot of exposure, and it's where people are going to want to buy the game and emulate what these guys are doing, and then hope that one day they can also win money and clout and acclaim and all that sort of stuff, right? Pro gamers aren't the enemy. They're not the villain. They're not the bad people, but they contribute to a wider problem of where video games have been going. I just think that when I'm looking at it from my side, I want gaming to become fun again. And the pro scene is fun to watch, but is it fun to emulate? Some people, yeah. People are going to be like, oh yeah, I could do what the pros do. It's really cool. It means I'm really good at the game. I can beat my friends and I'm the best in my friend group. On a wider scale, who knows? Who even cares, really? But I think the fact that we have so many things that get exploited also just tells me that developers and the gaming companies need to make sure that mechanics are better. Things need to be tighter. The glitches and sort of mad mechanics and bad mechanics that are in the game that people exploit need to be fixed. And fixed soon. Really and truly. Because you fix one thing and something else pops up. And the pros are always able to find it. And then they make videos on it and then now everyone's exploiting that. Make better games. You have so much time and resources to make these games, and these games didn't have nearly half as many bad mechanics back when we were kids as they do now. And you had the same sort of time. It's cyclical with FC and FIFA. It's cyclical pretty much with Call of Duty games. It's not exactly cyclical with like Tekken or like Fortnite's just like a never-ending constant flow of updates and stuff. But Tekken comes out as and when. The last one I think was a 10-year wait between the games. It's tough. It's tough to find where the balance is. Pro gamers definitely deserve their space in the gaming community. Absolutely do. I think it's really, really important that we have pro gamers in the gaming community because it's a profession. People are making money off it. It's a livelihood. Like, I think that's great. And it's something that you never would have seen back in the early 2000s. Like, no one was like widespread being like a pro gamer. Or having esport teams. We have genuine teams now with kits that come up to like FC tournaments. That's kind of cool. But I just think that the way that things have gone, it's very clear that developers are prioritizing what pro gamers are looking at over what the casual player is looking at. Pro gamers have not ruined what gaming is at the moment. Developers who are prioritizing them have ruined it. They're the ones who are making the game and catering towards what pro gaming looks like, rather than catering to what people should be doing, which is enjoying the game. Enjoying a pastime that they can just commit some hours to a week, a day, whatever it may be, and just have fun. That's the problem. That's the real problem. So what have they gotten wrong? What's actually missing? We need truly good game modes that are not super ranked and not super competitive. Not just a thing that is a castaway and you can just kind of throw away and no one really plays it in general. You can go on to Tekken 8 at the moment and go into Quick Match and you'll probably play the same guy 3 times in a row. Or if you play them once, you may play them, go and move on to another opponent. That opponent comes off, you go and play someone else and then you play that person that you first played again. Because it's not well populated. People don't want to play it. People are getting into the competitive modes because they want to feel like it means something. Make meaningful game modes that aren't super competitive. How do you do that? How do you market it? How do you get that point across? It's tough, but it's not really up to me to figure that out. It's up to me to voice my opinion. And this is all what the AFK Lobby is. It's about my opinion. Whoever comes on here has an opinion. We're talking opinions here. We're not talking about weekly news. We're not talking about roundups. This is just a place to speak, to vent. Talk about what I'm seeing in gaming and in anime, generally speaking. Today's topic is gaming, another day it could be anime. How are we doing this? How are they going to fix this? Reward us for trying to have fun and being creative. Don't reward us for efficiency only. Don't make the game who can be the fastest to make someone rage quit. Reward us in the game for being like, oh, well, this is something that people don't normally do. I've made this really cool team. So because I've made this team, this could actually work because people don't know how to defend against this because they don't play against it often. That should make sense. Not, oh, well, these are discarded players who aren't that good. So because they're not part of the meta, they're just easy to play against and they're crap. That's what it feels like sometimes on FC26. You can make a team where you'd be like, all right, this player is like really good, and I've got a personal reason why I want to have them in team. But they're not an amazing player like in accordance to the meta. So because they're not that, someone's able to play against them because they just don't have the right play styles. And now boom, you're just here playing against or using a player that is pretty much useless. Shouldn't be the case. They've got good stats. They have a reason to be good in the game. Why are they not good? Because they don't fit the meta, man. You gotta fit the meta, bro. That's what it always is. That's what it says. We should have abilities to like have game modes where you can just have fun and have chaos happen. Let it be chaotic. Let us just get into a situation where we're just like, oh, this game's mental. And sometimes that was the case. Like early days of FC, I think 25, no one could defend. Games were crazy. It didn't make sense. It was quite frustrating. But hey, at least we're scoring goals. At that moment in time, there wasn't like a single meta. There was kind of a thing where it was just like, oh, okay, well, like these are better players, but that's fine. Some people want to use not so great players, lower tier players, dare I say. Maybe casual fun isn't dead. Maybe casual fun isn't dead the way I make it feel. Maybe it's just moved elsewhere. Maybe it's moved into games that are not AAA games. The games where you can just kind of have some fun and they're not super, oh, this is like a mad known franchise. Maybe there's other games out there we need to explore. I'm going to definitely start doing that. That's one of the things that I'm looking to actively do when I'm playing games now. I want to find games that are a little bit different. I want to find games that make a little bit more sense to play because they just are built different and built better. As opposed to being like, oh, well, I mean, I'm playing this game and it sucks, but at the same time, it's the game that I want to play. Because that's just like long. Honestly, that's just long. Casual gaming thrives where people are having fun. People can do co-op stuff. People can have really great times doing single player stuff. That's where we really get awesome casual gaming. That's where we just say, oh, I'm playing this game because it's an awesome and it's a fun game. Think about the early days of GTA, and GTA even still, like, the game has been postponed countless times. I think now it's November of this year that we're going to be looking at playing that. But you see what GTA does for people. The online stuff is the online stuff. There's not really a meta for that game, though, is there? There's not a meta for that game. You play single player, and it's endless hours of fun of doing different things. That's what gaming feels like to me. That's what I want to see with games. I want to see where we can spend hours on a single player mode and be like, oh, this is sick. I can explore this. I can do this side quest. I can do that side quest. Oh, this cutscene's fun. Oh, the languages is this. The dialogue is awesome. I can choose to do X, Y, and Z and shape the game the way I want it to. Yeah, you probably can't get it on ranked games or games where you've got like sport sort of like elements to it when it's like a simulator of like a real life sport. But like 2K tried to do it with the stuff online with like My Career and taking that player online and customizing things. And then they also made it just pointless. Like people don't even play basketball in that game anymore. I've seen so many clips and reels of people just basically meeting up with their cars on 2K, a game about basketball. How many times do you see people play basketball on a 2K clip? There's only 2 types of clips I've seen on 2K in the last 3 months. One is people like all meeting up with like their vehicles in the middle of the like world of My Career and stuff, which is a very nice and expensive world, but there's not really much you can do in there. People do literal car meetups. The second type of clip is where you play against that kid who sings and starts off his video saying, "Let me tell you something, boy." And you just 1v1 him, and he normally cooks people. And that's kind of fun. Like I think that's cool because he's got things where he's made his build look like Michael Jackson. He's doing like spins and he's going hee hee and all that sort of stuff. That's fun. But that's him expressing that. Not many people are doing that. Not enough people are doing that. And you're not seeing that enough times, really. So maybe casual gaming and the fun about gaming has moved to other games. Maybe it's not looking at these AAA things. Maybe it's not looking at these AAA games. I want to kind of know what you guys feel. Do you feel like if you're a casual gamer, or if you're a serious gamer, maybe you're a competitive gamer, you want to tell me I'm completely wrong? I'm actually open to it. I don't care. I don't care in terms of I don't care if you don't agree with me. I want to hear it. I'm not going to be upset about it. Let me hear it in the comments. Write it down. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me maybe it's just, oh, get good. You're just rubbish at games now, bro. Your time is up. Their time is now. Word to John Cena. Tell me what you think. If you're a casual gamer, do you feel like you're being pushed out by games? Do you feel like you're being pushed out from multiplayer and getting guided towards single player games? Because I definitely do. I'm downloading games to play as we speak. In fact, I'm actually pretty sure if I take a look at my Xbox at the moment, and I had a game downloading from Game Pass, Ninja Gaiden 2. That's what I'm downloading at the moment. I'm going to play that and see how that goes, because it's a single player game. It might be quite fun. Should casual and competitive gamers be completely separated? I don't think so. It sounds like I was basically oh, get the pros out, they're too good. I'm not even playing against pros, really. Playing against guys who are trying to be pros. I'm playing against guys who try to deploy tactics like they are pros. I'm just a casual guy. Maybe that's just them being really good and me not being good. Maybe I'm being salty. I don't know. Tell me, because what games used to be fun? All these questions, just get some stuff down in the comments. What games used to be fun for you that aren't fun anymore? My one is FIFA/FC. FC is not that fun right now for me. Play it a little bit, enjoy it a little bit, but not the most fun game. I don't get excited to play it like I used to as a kid. And that might be because I'm an adult now, but still. Let me know. Do you feel pushed out by multiplayer games? Do you think that pros and competitive gamers should be separated from casual gamers? And what games do you feel you're being pushed out from? Or not even pushed out from. What games do you feel like used to be fun and are now not so fun? Let me know in the comments below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in onto the first episode of the AFK Lobby, this new AFK Lobby. Really appreciate you guys spending the time with me. Until next time, peace, blessings. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next episode.